So I have a fun little process video for you today. This process video is full of techniques and we're going to have a lot of fun. So what I have here is I have two colors. I have Acrotones paints by Shimmers. I can't say that word. Acrotone, I don't know. Anyway, it's 3 Sheets to the Wind and Pinkadelic. And I'm going to put them in my palette. And what I have here is a silhouette mat that has some die cuts on it. So the title I want to use for my layout today is on the top, and then there's some others on the bottom. But you don't get to see those today. If you want to see those, come back on Friday. So what I'm doing here is I've mixed and matched up these colors, and I'm kind of creating, well, I am creating kind of an ombre look to this title. Of course, it's hard to see right now, but at the end, it will be lovely. So I'm just painting and painting, and yes, I'm painting right on my silhouette mat with my die cut still attached. And if that seems just crazy to you, wait, there's going to be more crazy coming. Because this is actually very much something I do a lot. So here is a second die cut. Both these die cuts I'm using are from Click Kits. One is one that comes free in the kit, and the other one is one that I purchased from their shop. So, in fact, all of my products today are from Click Kits, except for the Acrotones. I get my paint from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and my white cardstock as well. So this was a stupid idea. I don't know what I was thinking. You know, I knew I was going to back the photo, and I knew that I didn't want to use all of this watercolor paper, but I needed, I probably should have cut like a wider strip or something, because my die cuts ended up being wider than the strip of paper, so now I have to go back and cut like some little strips of paper. And then, of course, because it was tall, I don't know, I ended up with like glue on the other side and crazy stuff. That's all right. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this little strip and kind of piece together the background from the back, and then see, I had to cut and move and crazy. Yeah, I don't know why I did this way, but I did. Oh well. So I'm going to piece together my background. So for some added reinforcement onto my layout, I am taking this washi tape, and isn't this washi tape awesome? It's very awesome, but I have a huge roll of it. So, and here, my dear friends and fellow YouTube scrapbookers, is why I love a dot adhesive, because when I mess up, I can just run my finger over the mess up, and it creates this little glue ball that you can just pick up and throw away. It doesn't damage anything. And now I'm going to go ahead and put some tape where it actually needed to go. Oy. And now we're going to go ahead and work with the next part of our layout. So this is the inside, or the negative part of the layout. As you can see, I took what would have been like the positive part out. Now we have the negative part. And now we're going to paint all those little petally flowers with some more Acrotones. So my advice for using this Acrotones paint is that, first of all, I love it because you do not need to add gesso, you don't need to add anything, and it doesn't warp your paper. I use American Crafts white cardstock from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and doesn't warp it. You'll see. It's awesome. My next word of advice would be to shake. Shake. It dries fast. You don't need gesso, but you have to shake it. Really shake it good before you use it. Give your arm a good workout. And yes, I'm painting on my silhouette mat. Just like that. Just painting right there on the silhouette mat. I love to paint on my silhouette mat. Love it. Don't fret. Don't fret at all. I'm going to show you how to clean it. It's super easy. So this is just kind of like an off away from the layout, but I added this process in so you could see. This is an insert from Scrapping Wonders, and it's the insert with the Tombow River paper. And I am going to use it as just like a fun art journal thing. And so what I've been doing is I've been painting. You see, I practiced using the Acrotones paint on the other side, and I practiced my ombre idea before I put it on the on that die cut. And now I'm just painting this other page, and it doesn't bleed through. It's really fun. I left this in here just for you guys. My boys were in the same room as me, and I was cleaning up some stuff, and they decided they wanted to say hello. So I left their little cameo in the video just as a little fun thing to do. So this is the next part of my layout. So what I'm doing is, this is the positive piece of the layout. You noticed I didn't glue it down. I'm going to take all of the inner parts and I'm going to place them into the, kind of inset them in, almost like a puzzle piece, kind of. This was probably the part of this layout that took maybe the longest, but it looked so pretty at the end. And if you try this technique, I would also very highly recommend just take your time and be really careful if you want to save that positive piece. So I'm just peeling this up, the white piece, and now I have another die cut. So I used every part of this die cut I cut on my silhouette, every part of it. And so what I'm doing now is I'm just peeling that up, and you're left with this, which is beautiful. And because that Bella Boulevard paper that I put on the back was so bright, it, like, even though a lot of it is covered, there's so much of it, you know, it's so bright that it really makes a strong impact. And so now I'm going to show you how to clean your silhouette mat when you paint on it. It's just a baby wipe and elbow grease. That's it. Just a baby wipe and some elbow grease, and it's done. And then when you set it down to dry, wipe it off really good, set it to dry, and when it dries, it will be sticky, and you can use it all over again. Really awesome, cool thing to do with a silhouette mat. I love that. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my title out of off my mat here, and I'm just ripping this paper because it's fine. And like I said before, if you want to see what I'm going to do with those bottom die cuts, come back for Fab Friday with Spiegel Mom Scraps on Friday, and we're going to paint some more die cuts, so that'll be super fun. I'm very, very carefully taking this die cut off the mat, and I'm also pulling all the inside pieces of all the different letters so I can recreate my title easily on my page. So I'm just going to pull these off. And now to weed out all the little bits and pieces of this die cut, I flipped it over so I could see the cut lines. And I didn't accidentally rip anything I didn't want to rip. And here is our photo. And pretty much this is going to be the layout design. What I'm going to do now is I just want to put a green map behind my picture. So I'm going to use this paper. I think all the papers that I use from the Jelly Bean Click Kit this month, they're all from Bella. They're the Make Your Mark collection. So what I'm doing is I matted my photo in the green just to pull some of the green out of the photo and contrast it a little bit. And now I cut a lot of my embellishment putting down out because I wanted to take the time and have the video parts of doing that little die cut technique and painting the die cuts to show you my whole process, including how to clean it up and how really, easy and fun it is to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this doily and place the doily at 2 different spots. There were 3 doilies in the kit, and I've already used one, and I want to save the third one for my layout on Friday. So I'm going to just cut this one apart so I can put it in 2 different places. And I would say that if I did this layout again, I might cut this title down a little bit smaller. I think I did cut it a little bit too big. But after I had painted it up and everything, I was like, you know what, we're using it, right? I mean, goodness gracious. That's crazy not to use it. And it worked out really well. I like the way it looks. So I'm adding just a little tiny bit of embellishment, not a ton. And I went ahead and put my title down. And I'm sorry I'm a little out of focus here. I think when my kids came in for their cameo, they kind of, I think they knocked my camera. So I wanted the rest of my title. So I have that big title, like moment captured, and now I want to add just the information about the photo. And so I decided to go with a white on white look. And if it looks like it blends in a little too much for you, then you know for you not to do that, but I could read it and was fine. The last little touch on this layout is just to splatter some Heidi Swap Gold color shine. I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a more artistic layout today, a little bit more time consuming, but if you have a really nice photo, it's really worth it to take the time sometimes and create just a beautiful page. So here is my completed page, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Be sure to head over to Instagram today because there will be lots and lots of inspiration for their Instagram hop with their kits. Have a wonderful day. Bye.